Disclaimer: the following is a non-profit fan-based review. Black Clover is owned by Crunchyroll, Viz Media, Studio Pieria, TV Tokyo, Shueisha, and Yuki Tabata. Please support the official release. If Asta wants to battle Lucius, he will have to learn Zetten. But if he wants to get to the advanced level of Zetten, he will have to battle Ichika. How does their fight fare? Let's find out. Hey guys, Elo1997 and welcome back to page 340 of Black Clover. And honestly, this battle was tense, alright man. I thought we were going to transition back to the Clover Kingdom, but thankfully I was wrong. Although in this chapter, it does finally reveal how strong Ichika is as a fighter, which just goes back to my question in page 338. Is she stronger than Yami? Well, in this chapter, this could give me the answer. But before we get to the chapter, I do want to talk about a certain movie that's just been promoted recently. Know about that one, although I did see the trailer of it, and let me tell you, it's freaking amazing, man. I mean, the visuals alone is just spot on, the character design, perfect, and the voice of Bowser, my god, it was just so perfect. You will not believe it. But the voice of Mario, it kind of needs work, because, I don't know, man, Chris Pratt as Mario, I'm still a bit doubtful, but again, though, he could prove me wrong if we see more clips or even more trailers of the film when it comes out next year. But again, though, that could be just me. Again, sorry about that. I'm actually talking about this film. The color page that the chapter came with is to promote the Black Clover film, Sword of the Wizard King. And from the synopsis that I found on Reddit, it said that Asta and co. encountered the former Wizard King, Koron Lito, who is in search of an Imperial sword. What he's in plan to do with it, we don't know yet, but we do know is that Asta and the others will have to stop him. From what the trailer showed us, it looks to be like an origin story of how Julius became the Wizard King, while in the present, it deals with the return of the former one. And let me tell you, the visuals so far looks fantastic, and hearing Asta's voice again after the anime ended, it just gives me goosebumps, man. I am honestly hyped for it. And I'm actually very curious because there was a lot more Wizard Kings before Julius. I mean, we already know that the first one, or at least the claimed first Wizard King, was Lumiere, when he was turned to stone, and does get generation after generation, so I was really curious if there were even more Wizard Kings we're going to know about before this arc ends. But I'm glad that at least there's going to be an original story that centers on a former Wizard King, although it does raise one question. Will this film be canon to the main story? Because while it does give us an origin of how Julius became the Wizard King, it does depend on the timeline it takes place. Is it after the anime when Asta's training with Not begins, or during the 6-month training in the Heart Kingdom? Well, we'll just have to see when the film comes out on March 31st, 2023 in theaters in Japan and streaming on Netflix worldwide. So with that out of the way, let us begin with the chapter. The chapter opens with Asta training to use Zetten, and so far, he was able to get the basics right, but there's more to it than he thinks. Ryuya mentions that with Zetten, it's important to know that he's able to release it exactly when he wants to and to find the right openings to make his move. And the fastest way to do that is by having a real battle with an expert, aka Ichika. So it looks like I was right before. I mentioned 2 videos ago that Ichika was only using a small portion of her strength and magic against those bandits. So when we see her facing against Asta, she will go all out. With that said, Asta now enters Devil Union, and as you can see, Ichika asks him if he's taking this seriously. He said yes, and Ichika tells him that even if this were training, this is a real battle. If it doesn't go all out, then he will die. At least that's what she said. And so the fight begins, and it looks like Ichika was able to get the first strike. Asta was able to defend himself, and his anti-magic was able to reduce her magic, but it was still strong nevertheless. Asta then takes out his Devil Slasher to attack her, but she easily dodges it. During the fight, we get a brief history of the technique Zetten. You see, legend has it that the person who created this technique had a magic or Yujutsu so powerful when they unleash it, they could sever the heavens in a single strike, thus giving the name Zetten. While observing the fight, Ryu does remark how anti-magic is strong and it's hard to hit Asta when he's concentrating. However, he does point out one glaring weakness of his, and is that Asta needs to take a breather when he's fighting in that form. When you think about it, it makes sense considering that Asta must use his W in between 5 to 10 minutes depending on how much portion of his power he's using in that form. That's why she's waiting for the right time to strike when his guard is down. Ryuya even mentions that this could be the same way how Lucius defeated Asta, by finding the right opening when his guard is down, despite him having strong time and soul magic. So with that said, Ichika swung her sword at Asta, he blocked the attack, but not without cutting a whole forest of bamboo trees. This catches Asta off guard, and thus she strikes him. Ichika wins the battle. With Asta defeated, he's left in a state of thought. He thought this fight was amazing. It wouldn't even matter if they used W or not, because she's that strong, almost or even above her older brother. Before he's about to pass out, he tries to sit up telling Ichika that he's not done yet. He wants to know more about this strength. This actually catches Ichika off guard, and she then finally knocks him out and calling him a fool. The chapter ends with Ichika as the victor, and Ryuya commenting Asta is one of those few people to take a serious hit from her and stay conscious, and he's interested on what Asta has in store for them. Wow, that battle was intense, man. After this fight, this really made me convinced that Ichika could be a bit stronger than Yami. Because think about it, if this is the kind of strength that Asta will have to learn from her while being there, then he might as well have surpassed his own captain. So for now, we'll just see where the rest of Asta's training will go, or even we'll meet the Seven Ryozen. I hope so. Again, this chapter really proves to me that Ichika could be stronger than Yami as we saw her battle against Asta. And while Asta was able to drain a bit of her magic, it was still not enough to stop her. And again, Ryuya did point out that one weakness of Asta, and that's letting his guard down to take a breather whenever he's using that form. That's what ultimately led to his defeat against Lucius. So I do wonder when we're going to cut back to the Clover game to see how the others are doing, or are we ever going to meet any of the Ryozen 7 yet. Again, we'll just have to see soon, alright? But what do you guys think? Is there anything I may have missed or mistaken when covering the chapter? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below, alright? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified for the next update, alright? Thank you, good night, and remember, the magic within you will never give up. Peace!